We're showing stories told. Watch the fire burn away the cold. I am rising from the dust. Despite how much we lost, you will not take away my strength. You will not take away my strength. Shoulders, we're showing stories told. Watch the fire burn away the cold. I am rising from the dust. Despite how much we lost, you will not take away my strength. You will not take away my strength.
A wonderful evening to everybody at home. My name is Ostram and I'm here with the amazing Warlicks, and today we will bring you a banger series. We will have the only two teams at the top and they are head to head right now. But one of those two teams will have to finally get the first loss of this season. And of course, on this channel here, we would like it to be this Fortress team, we're kind of hype here for 42 Gaming, I heard. But let the better team win. Warlix, how are you doing?
I'm doing incredible. I mean, we're about to watch probably some really good League of Legends here with both teams being 3-0, like you mentioned. So, battle for who can top out the group for now. And then, who knows how the rematch is going to go. That should be a banger as well. But hey, I'm really hyped here to cast some good League of Legends.
Hell yeah. So we just got the info before the cast that Mel is disabled, and honestly, I'm not too mad about that. What has your experience been with Mel so far?
I'm not gonna lie, I've literally not played like the new season at all. I've enjoyed watching LEC and having that back. But I actually did sit like in the practice too, playing a bit of Mel, because I wanted to at least experience the champion a little bit. And she seems kind of interesting, having an execute in her kit, and her W, the rebuttal, being able to bounce back spells from the enemies is, always going to be a fun ability, depending if you're playing Mel or, probably not so fun if you're playing against her. But yeah, very interesting champion added to the game, and can't wait to see how she's going to affect the pro play.
Exactly. Yeah, she has a ridiculous win rate as far as I know right now, and she's in an extremely strong spot even after the hotfix. So, can't be too mad not seeing her today, but, in the next few days/weeks, she will also be available in all the tournament structures, and then we will see if she will be picked up by all the pros to semi-pro players, or if she's not as good as everybody makes her out to be after all. Can't wait for that. But to be honest, I think she's kind of hyped to watch, she's like looks and insert control mage number 7 here, she's like in really good, so I actually kind of like her. And I usually hate playing against ranged champions, but it's not a new champion with 10,000 dashes, but instead just a big ton of damage on every single ability. That is fun. Okay, we had a look at Mel, but now having a look at today, are there any certain prio picks that stood out to you, or maybe some secret stuff that you think should be like high priority today?
I mean, the Skarner is going to be an obvious one. Our beloved Scorpion, we have some history with the Skarner, so don't mind us having a little bit of fun with that one. But yeah, the Skarner should definitely be one of those picks that, well, I'm going to expect it to be banned quite often, and if not, just like instantly picked. But something interesting about this patch here is that the prio picks that we have known to love here in the game, the Varus, the Ashe, and the Victor in the mid lane, they have both been tuned down a little bit, and they're still very strong picks. I'm gonna expect them to see them pop up in the bans or in the picks quite often. But them being tuned down a little bit, it just opens up a lot of space for these other champions to pop into the game. So, seeing a little bit of Corki or Ezreal here could be really fun as well, or some Azir and Orianna in the mid lane. And who knows what players have, as pocket picks. Could be interesting to see what they're going to bring out. Maybe some Assassins, some Akali could be really hype, but we're going to find out hopefully soon.
I see. So, is there a certain shift in the meta that you have seen in pro play with the new season, with the small changes? So basically we have the feats of strength, that I think it's so funny, I always have to watch out to not just make a stupid joke because it's feats of strength and you get better boots if you get them, so it's the feat of, stuff like that. But, it's easy to remember. What does it actually do? Yeah, they give you stronger boots, your feet will be stronger. So Cassiopeia got nerfed. Haha, okay, joke out of the system. But of course, there is also a hype new objective, and Baron greets the Rift a little bit later. So, yeah, that's the thing, right, with new seasons. So, to me, it always feels like, it's always kind of the same game, right? You still do the same thing, but it always plays out a little bit different. And talking about a little bit different, I hope we can also see a draft in just a second, because I would like to see the first picks. There we go. But yeah, Still getting back to that question that I threw at you, Mr. Wallix.
Yeah, I mean, it is actually still, a bit of the same that we're used to. I mean, like you said, in the end, it's just still League of Legends, right? So we're playing the same game here. Yeah, the Atacon, it's going to be a new objective that you're going to have to play around and learn to set up for correctly. And it does bring up interesting situations where, before you would, trade objectives across the map. This time around, there's also the Atacon. So you can have the scenario where you have two objectives on the same side of the map, right? How are you going to deal with that? And well, there's our beloved Skarner already locked in here.
Yes.
So we can remove our tears and be happy now. So yeah, you're gonna have to set it properly for that objective. And one thing people sometimes forget about is the Atacon actually does apply a debuff on you, where you lose some of your armor and magic resist over time. So if you are not, correctly playing around the Atacon and the enemy team gets an opportunity to pounce on you when you lost all of your magic resist and armor, they can just like pop you like a balloon. That can get very scary. So that is definitely something to think about. So usually, you want to have like a good man advantage so that you can easily secure that objective for you. But hey, like we mentioned already, some of our favorite picks are already back. We have the Skarner in the jungle, very strong champion. The Victor already locked in here for 42 Gaming, very strong mid laner still, even though he got some nerfs. The Orianna is also not a very shocking champion. Having some of that DPS in your team in the mid lane is always welcome to have. The meta still being quite the same, where we have a lot of these tanks, and then you have your carries in the mid and bot lane. We see the Cassante is an absolute beast here. Some of the teams are, priority picking them really hard. I mean, we can see 42 looking at first pick, right? It's no longer that pick that you're like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna look in Cassante as a blind pick. You're like, you want that Cassante because he is gonna be a rock in your team. He's gonna, provide that protectiveness for your backline, and he's just really strong here. And for that sense, it makes sense to have Orianna, have a bit more DPS in the mid lane, because if you're picking an assassin, you're gonna take a long while to kill that Cassante. So yeah, picks making sense so far. And the Trundle should be the more interesting pick here. I've not seen Trundle in a super long time here. So that should be an interesting one to see where that one goes. You do have that ultimate being able to steal some of the armor and magic resist. That's always a nice one. Yoinking away some from the Skarner. And the pillar being a strong ability as well. Depending on where the Trundle goes, I'm gonna assume it's a Trundle in the jungle. But who knows? I've seen Trundle support be a thing, in the past. I mean, we're going way back in time then. But yeah, let's see what these teams are going to round out their compositions with.
So, the first thing that stuck out to me when you talked about Orianna as being shocking, but I hope she will land some good shockwaves after all. Yeah. And the Trundle, that's an interesting one, For those who don't know me, I'm a jungle main, so, I love thinking about those jungle matchups. And Trundle is kind of an answer to this Skarner. Sometimes, some people say, because if he charges in, you can make him kind of squishy. You can wall out his own team with the pillar, and then just try to burst him down, subjugate him. Do all that crazy stuff. Then, so that is. But again, Skarner is Skarner, right? I personally feel like Skarner is just super strong. We gave away the Skarner, we took the Cassante and the Victor. That is good stuff, Can't really complain too much about that. But yeah, I'm a big Skarner fan, but I don't think he's completely unbeatable. I don't think, he's absolutely giga insane, broken, whatever. But he's pretty damn strong, And then also talking about strong things, Victor Varus, you talked about it, Warlix. You said, that they aren't super broken anymore, but they're still really strong. It seems to be just the main case, what we are talking about. Yeah, Skarner, not Omega broken, still really strong. Victor Varus, not super broken, but damn strong. I'm not too mad giving away the Jinx and then taking the Varus for ourselves. But now the team compositions, it looks like they will be slowly forming. We can see 4 champions for each team right now. And I feel like both those teams will look pretty good, honestly. I can't really see anything special unless this hover comes through, but I don't expect it. Yeah, that's more normal.
Yeah, that's more normal. Yeah, that's the champion we've seen a few times there. Actually, quite an interesting champion to round it off with. You know, the Jax, more of a split push champion, and looking at the rest of the team comp, they really
Yep.
want to team fight that, right? You have the Lulu Jinx combination that's going to be quite deadly in the later team fights. Look, you do have that Cassante Trundle combo that is very tanky, to be honest. So they can definitely absorb some damage, but that 6-item Jinx with a Lulu on top is going to be quite deadly. And Annie actually locked in here. That's going to add a lot of burst here, but a champion
Ooh,
I have not seen in a
dang.
long time.
The church. The
I think
church of Annie.
I think LS maybe watching this, he's gonna be happy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the Annie locked in here. That's gonna provide some extra burst damage here in the bot lane, and actually it's gonna put a lot of pressure on this Jinx Lulu, right? Because the Varus has just a lot of poke in the laning phase, and it's gonna actually depend a lot on if you're gonna go for that poke build with the Comet and try to poke down the Jinx out of the laning phase, or are you gonna go for the on hit here? So we'll have to see about that, which decision they're going to go for, because that's going to, be a big change as well. But yeah, if you're going to go for that poke Varus and you have the Annie on top, that is a lot of burst damage that you can just suddenly put out, put that Jinx really far behind and just make it so, it's going to take them a really long time to finally get the Jinx activated.
Okay, Mr. Warlicks. I gotta go interview style here, Okay. I don't have like some paper or something, but I gotta be like gotta be like the most important thing for me here. Do you think one team will be outscaled? Because to me, both those teams look really strong in the late game, with stuff like the Victor, the Jinx. But do you think a certain team has the advantage in late game? So that means one team needs to really focus on getting the feats of strength, on getting those early objectives, or do you think both can just sit back a little bit and, go for their first item, second item, and slowly watch the game unfold?
I mean, I feel like, looking at these team comps, I feel like the Lulu Jinx is going to be a very scary combo, right? And I feel like I would slightly favor them in the late game team fights, but it's not like this Varus is going to be something to be messed with. It's also going to come down to if this Varus is going to go for that poke Varus and trying to shut down the Jinx out of the game before it can get started, right? Because if you do go for the on-hit Varus, that's also something not to be messing with in the late game and can definitely match some of that DPS in the late game. But I think the wild cards in this game is going to be that Annie support, right? If you're going to get a multi-man Tibber stun, that could be making a huge difference. And on the other side of things, we have the Jax. The Jax has the possibility to go for that split pushing. And that split pushing can be, quite annoying to deal with, to be honest. But it also comes down to execution, because split pushing isn't always the easiest to execute correctly. You can make some mistakes with that. You can get caught out with the 4-man and then lose, the Baron or the Elder Dragon or whatnot. So that is a challenge, but can definitely work out very, very well for Fortress as well. So we're going to have to see, definitely for the Varus, if it's going to be on hit or not, and how this split pushing is going to come down for the Jax here.
Oh, exactly. I think split pushing is such an interesting topic. I just said League of Legends is League of Legends, will always be League of Legends. I feel like new objectives, they kind of change up how you play the mid to late game, right? I feel like in the early game, it's always about the laning phase. It's always about, proper zoning, trading, stancing, ganking, roaming. That's cool and all. But now we have a new objective in the late game. And I heard some people say, hardcon buff, if you have the revive buff, it just kind of rewards playing bad. And I think if you get that one, if you get that buff, maybe it helps split pushing, but then at the same time, you have 5 more minutes until you can do Baron Nashor if you're ahead. So I think it's an interesting trade-off, and I don't really know if split pushers profit from that, if they like that, or if they don't, honestly. I feel like sometimes split pushers are in a real awkward position. So some games you will get 6 grubbies, and then, the towers basically fall for free if you're bonking on them. But then if the enemy team gets those and they just group mid and then they push into the turret and they have like 20,000 void grubbies, then you can't really outpush that. So the void grubs brought some different dynamics into this, and now we have Otacon as well. Do you think split pushing works really good right now, or do you think it's kind of as a win con? And I want to add one thing. I personally also think Jax can be a real beast in a team fight if you build him accordingly.
For
so
sure.
Maybe you just build him for team fight, or do you think he will build for split pushing?
I mean, I feel like if you pull out the Jax, you want to be a menace in that side lane. But yes, it is important to recognize when you do have to group up with your team, right? When you are, leaving your team with just 4 people, that is a bit of a risk, if they can get engaged on. That is difficult, but it looks like we are going to be heading into the game right here. So, we're just going to get a tap out on that GX and see if it's going to go for the split pushing or not. And, quickly just checking out the runes there, it does seem to be that Stern is going to be heading towards that on-hit farmers, trying to match the damage from the Jinx. So that is going to reduce, the all-in potential slightly in the laning phase, but, the Annie also wielding the Ignite is still going to be quite a lot of damage coming out from that duo, and we're already going to see an invade coming through. It should be spotted out here.
Guys, we are alive in this first game of today. We are watching Fortress on the blue side, and we are watching our hopes and prayers go to 42 Gaming on the red side, and they already show us what Annie wants to do in the early game. It did not really work out so far, but man, honestly, just seeing them go for a play like that, oof, that is... yeah, I think that's a statement in itself. You will realize on blue side right now as Fortress, like, oh, okay, they will go for this weird, cheesy stuff. And now look at it. It's Annie even waiting here in the mid lane. Oh, this could end deadly. What will he do here? What will Grass do here?
I wonder if Grayson is going to spot out Skarner on the Grim. He's actually going to go for an early gank here. Grayson already trying to force out the slash here. He's going to get the stun. It's just going to be a huge chunk. That is so massive. The Ignite coming through as well. Your lane is just unplayable.
Are you kidding me?
How, what are you supposed to do here? You're in lane for like 20 seconds and you're already take down all the way. Are you just gonna, take the L and go for the recall? Yes, it seems to be the answer. Croxon has to just accept reality. It sucks right now. You have to be forcing the recall here and just take the L, use the teleport here. So already a massive advantage here for 42 Gaming in the middle lane, thanks to that Annie support.
Well, we talked about it. Oh, Annie support, that's a champion. That's a champion we haven't seen in a long time. I mean, you even talked about the Trundle. And again, I have seen it sometimes. Also, I'm a Sejuani enthusiast, so I see it a bit more often than than the normal player, because, Trundle's hard counter Sejuani, so that is one of the reasons why I probably see it more often. But then the Annie in bot lane, I mean, it's not a kill so far, right? But the teleport is already gone. And now we will see our maybe first kill in the jungle. Nuring is saying hello at Torden's blue buff. But I don't know if you can really go for that, honestly. Oh wait, hold up a second. Annie will drop really low, but still has flash up, so not really too hard in danger. Now there's also a fight Highlander against Croxon in the mid lane. Greason finally flashing away, and then also Forden with the pillar getting the flash from Croxon here. But now suddenly Skarner might also be in danger, having to flash. Highlander still has the flash available, will be forced to use it now. Forden will drop super low, and this skirmish will not go the way we want it to. It is a 2-0, it is a 3-0 for Fortress, and we get an instant break. Oh, well, that is something. That is a lot we can talk about right now. I wasn't sure if this works, but I guess it did.
Yeah, so one really important thing to be noting here is, like, we watched the good stuff for 42 Gaming, right? We saw Greason walk up mid lane, be a nuisance, force out the flash and teleport, or actually only the teleport at the start, on the Orianna. But on the flip side of things, that means you are late to your laning phase, and it means Safaris is just going to have to sit back and just get bullied out of the laning phase, right? And I just made it that Fortress had the lane priority in the bot lane, and that eventually made sure that Norin could just go for that invade, and they won out on the 4v4 there, based off that laning priority that was secured on that earlier gank. So unfortunately, Greason did win out on the mid lane. It does come back to bite them in the bot lane, but I do hear we're gonna go right back into the game right now, ready for some more action.
Tough start, but I'm pretty sure you are not here with a what is it, 6-0 score right now if we look at the individual games. If you cannot bounce back from a little bit of a hiccup in the early game, stuff like that just happens. And yeah, I hope everybody has good connection again. Everybody is playing without any handicaps. And now looking at top lane, of course, as well. We haven't really talked too much about the K'Sante against Jax matchup. But yeah, honestly, I can see this go both ways, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the end, you want to be... Oh, Cassandra is going to go for the Emperor.
Oh,
Hello, is he going to get the knock on the Q-Fear is ready to
He's
flash?
going. Okay, he still has flash himself. Will use it in a defensive manner, and both top laners still have the TP, so that will probably be the tool to reset the lane for both. But they've just shown us that they are not afraid to go in and go ham. Even though it looks like both of them are kind of the weak side right now. As we can see, yeah, the junglers, they are having another skirmish on the other side of the map at the blue side's Raptors.
Yeah, this game going back and forth here. I mean, obviously both teams are 3-0, and they're 3-0 for a reason. And that is because you're contesting for every little bit of resources on the map here. There's no sitting back, there's no sleeping. You go for those invades, you go for those little trades, you group up together and get everything you can get on the map here. As you can see, the support's hovering here. Skarner being, Skarner just running through a wall, making sure that Croxon can just safely farm out his minions here. And yeah, something to be talking about here. All 3 kills here landing on the Jinx, and that is just absolutely exactly what you want of your Fortress, right? Your Jinx already having a BS sword this early into the game is quite massive.
BF sword already. Yeah, 3-0 Jinx. But again, the good thing is, okay, I have good news and bad news. It's an AD carry. It's not like if you play against a bruiser or tank or something, then suddenly you're basically complaining to Riot how this guy can one-shot you even though he's building full tank. That means you cannot damage him anymore. The good news is it's just a carry, so he will not really get tankier. The bad news, though, Lulu with the shields and the peel, and then you also have Skarner and Jax as frontline, and of course, you also have Orianna. Orianna can deal massive damage herself, or she can also go for a defensive approach, speeding up the Jinx, and also helping her burst down the first target, getting the resets. So honestly, Warlicks, I'll let it be for you to decide to be decided. Is this good or bad? I don't know.
I mean, 3 kills on your Jinxes early on is, I mean, yeah, you're right. If you can get your Victor ahead and you can land the Chain of Corruption, you can still one-shot that Jinx and suddenly all that gold lead is gone. We do see Norway already starting off the grubs on the top side here, and 42 Gaming will be notified here that it will be taken. The Dragon not yet started on the bot side of the map though, so that is still open here to be contested. Highlander actually having a good time in the mid lane, but maybe no longer as Norway decides to visit Highlander. And the shockwave is perfect here, and he gets taken down here. And that is the power of Skarner right here. He can just make ganks happen that others can't happen. And Lynch actually in trouble here in the bot lane. The piercing arrow is going to shut him down. And there is that shutdown. 3 kills, but, a good gank here. Nice setup from 42 Gaming. And they're trying to swing that bot lane back into their favor here. The kill landing onto the Varus as well, shut down gold on top of that. And suddenly this bot lane is looking to bounce back after that disastrous early game.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I meant, right? Jinx can bleed, catch her out of position once, and she will go down. Still, the feats of strength look really good for our blue side here for Fortress. They have 4 kills already, 3 is what is needed. They got some objectives already. They have the 3 Void Grubbies, so they are pretty close. Then again, I don't think feats of strength are that insane, but it's always nice to have, right? It's just, to me, it's the same like the passive buff from, 1 or 2 dragons maybe. It helps a little bit, right? And it also helps your morale, basically, helps the team to keep a clear head, So, yeah, looking forward to if they want to slow down a little bit, or if they want to go in even harder. Right now, Nurring going for a reset in the jungle. And Forden, basically, will you try to counterplay? Or will you try to get a play on the other side of the map? That is the big question for me now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens here. Fortin still clearing out on the top side of the map here. Maybe potentially looking for a return gank on the bot side of the map could be an option for him. That dragon still up for the taking as well here. And well, Fortin is gonna hightail towards that bot side of the map here. Plenty of vision there though in the river for Fortress, so they should feel quite safe here. And they should be spotted out there. We can already see the danger pings on the map here. So this time around, Lynch having more than enough of a warning system to just passively fall back, making sure we don't have a repeat of what happened before. Yeah, that Annie is still lurking around though, gathering some more vision for the team here. Yeah, we can see both teams kind of slowing down a little bit, you know, taking it easy. It's just a dragon here, but neither team really wants to commit to it now. But it does mean we have that little bit of an advantage here for Fortress, since they already secured those grubs, and they will be respawning in just a little bit here.
I can see mid lane just completely explodes at this point. Oh, also bot lane. Wait, he wasn't spotted, but Skarner is also here. Okay, who is going to pull the trigger first? Wait. This is going to be really interesting on bot lane. Nuring, Wait, he's not going for it though. Interesting. Did they have the read that Trundle is in there, or what are we looking at exactly here? Is Nuring trying to go for it again, or are we trying to wait? Okay, we're flashing forward now. Forden is here though, Nuring also joining in. Now we can actually see the Avengers assemble on bot lane. Orianna joining in there. Flash forward, Impale will not connect here, and that is important for us at 42 Gaming. Let's go. We will get out of there. We will shove out mid lane, and now Highlander will have priority.
Yeah, I think because they saw Torden early on a ward, they assumed he was still hanging around in the bot side. I'm guessing that's why they had a strong suspicion here, but the dragon fight is continuing here though.
Oh, Annie out of mana, and that is a bit of a problem. Void Grubs spawned, but also Dragon will go down. We gave it up for then going for the jungle camps. So yeah, here in mid lane, it is going to be a lead in CS at this point, you know, if we can zone Croxen away. So that is the first bit of a lead that I can really see ourselves getting, you know. But looking at the items, Archangels already completed for Croxen, and we ourselves still need some backports. We're trying to get the objective up here, you know. We will probably get one grubby right there, and now we have to look at Nuring. But that's the thing, right? As Garner, it is so tough to catch this Scorpion. It is so hard. He's basically a living, slowing machine. And he's also a really good ball delivery system there. Will find the kill onto Highlander. It looks like we really do not want to give away the grubs, but one grub will be taken from Nuring here. Tox jumping out of there, and now it's just Emperor trying to flash out, trying to get away. 4 people from FTS on this top side, and they do not want to give away too many of those grubs. It is 4 grubs against 2 grubs at this point.
Yeah, that also means you don't get the stack for the fetal strength since you need all 3 of them. But also, like, 42 game were really split up there. You know, it was a 2-2 split where the Cassante Trundle were trying to take the grubbies. And on the top side, you had Highlander and Greenson being, you know, engaged on. And it just made it so much easier for Fortress. They could just single out these 2 on the top side, take them down. You know, the Cassante Trundle, they take a while to take down those grubbies. And it just made the team fight so much easier here for Fortress. And they ended up picking up a couple of kills there. Yes, they do lose the grubs, but you know they're still more than happy here having the dragon and 4 grubs on their side already. So I think they will be more than fine just giving up those 2 little grubs here. You know, Tok still has 4 grub buffs to work with in his split pushing adventures, so that's more than enough for him to take down some of those towers in the late game here. As we see the Cassante Jax just hammer it down there again. It's been, you know, a relatively quiet game for the top laners. I mean, I guess it's to be expected when you have a Cassante in your game. You know, he is just that solid rock that just does not move and doesn't really care. And it has been mostly about this mid lane and the bot lane here that have been going head to head here. But, you know, unfortunately for 42 Gaming, it has been Fortress coming out on top here so far in the early game.
Well, that's not how I remember lane swaps Warlicks, but it looks like this is how it plays out anyways. We just shoved out top lane, we will reset now, go back to bot lane. It kind of makes sense, you know, 2 minutes, we will have the dragons up again. And yeah, looking at the gold, I have I have talked about mid lane farm lead, and yeah, we had a farm lead about 10 CS for a moment, right? But now Croxon looks so rich together with Lynch on bot lane. Yeah, while of course we are not super behind, we are not super hard behind, but we are behind nonetheless. 2k gold basically, and it has to translate into items, but I think if we just look at the items themselves, we can see that, for example, the Heartsteel is done. Tox in a bit of trouble here. He probably looks to jump over the wall, will not be able to find anything there. On the other side of the map in the mid lane, yeah, I don't think any can get away there. The Super Mega Dive Rocket will not find its target. Instead, the Smite will finish Gryson there. Tough one. Really tough one. So Lynch also took the scaling route here on the items, but yeah, everybody on a Team Fortress has a full item already, and we are struggling a little bit with that, so I don't really see us taking fights like this one, for example. There, Nuring is just an absolute raid boss with the support of Gone Freaks. Such a tough one. We cannot fight right now.
Yeah, it is just way too difficult here. The Skarner is just a big issue, right? He's just such a beefy tank. With the Impale, he is just so strong, adds a lot of value to the team here. And you just notice that Fortress, they're in full control of the map right now, even though the gold difference is only 2k, but speaking of the Skarner here, Grison is gonna have a nasty surprise underneath the tower. And that's just gonna add up to the killing county of this Skarner. And the tower being taken down here as well. That will be the Feast of Strength going over to Fortress here, as they secure themselves the first tower and the free kills already. So they're going to be enjoying those upgraded boots here. And we'll now be looking to set up for the dragon as well, because, haven't yet taken everything on the map yet. So job's not done, apparently. Fortress looking to stack up those dragons. And yeah, like I said, they just are in control of the map right now, and 42 gaming, they have to somehow find that miracle team fight. They have to stop the bleeding and find some advantages of their own. And so far, they're struggling to do so.
Honestly, though, we are now at a point in the game where everybody, don't look at supports, we don't look at those, they don't count. Everybody has a full item right now, and that was the thing that I complained about earlier. Fighting without full items against full items. And sure, for example, Croxon has, a little item already in the inventory. But honestly, just the full items, that's what it is mostly about. Yeah, and that is also why I'm not too big of a fan of picking Trundle into this corner. I think if you... Maybe I'm totally wrong here. But I think if you time the pillar perfectly, you can throw, Skarner out of his E, but I'm not too sure about that. Or, maybe it got patched, it got changed, whatever. I know it needs darn good timing and it's not easy. Now Nuring wants to look 4,000 Sterne. I feel like we are not really on the same page here. There's the beautiful picture-in-picture, by the way, and we will slowly hover over there. This is an important one. We will get the Rift Herald, we will get the Eye as well. Now, meanwhile, Shockwave on the other side of the fight will find its mark. Croxon will just get out of there. The shield's way too strong, flashing over the wall now. Emperor taking Nuring with him, but I don't think that is what you want to do. Emperor will get away with his life, but poor mid lane and support today will pay with another gray screen. Tough luck right here, and yeah. By the way, I love the participation in the chat, and I love that we have fans of both teams here. And we have to admit, it's a 5k gold lead for Fortress. This first game looks pretty strong for them.
Yeah, and I feel like the setup for Fortress here has just been stronger around the objectives. And like you mentioned, I feel like the Skarner is just providing a bit more value here, for Fortress compared to the Trundle. And, there's a reason the Skarner is such a high priority pick, because he is just really strong, being able to just run through the walls here, the Impale, such a strong ability as well. And he has just been a nuisance, a thorn in the side here for 42 Gaming this game. And it's gonna get even more difficult here as the gold lead keeps growing for Fortress. They're trying to find something back here with that hero that they did manage to pick up here. A flash forward
Oh,
here
that's
from
an important
Greason.
one. That's an important one. But Gone Freaks will just jump over the wall. I still can't believe the new teleports, you know. Oh, Shockwave will get the ADC here. 1,000 stars will drop really low. And we will not get the turret. That is important, you know. Mid lane turret control, one of the most important objectives. And don't get me wrong, you know, I don't think it's just the Trundle. I also think we are not on the same page necessarily all the time when we are on the objective already. And basically, Fortress, they just ignore it, you know, they just go for the back line, and then, you know, our front line is in a bit of an awkward position. We could say it's like a micro misstep, being micro out of place, you know. You're kind of there, but not really, you know. You guys know what I mean, right? So for this one, I feel like we can bring it back if we have no more mistakes. If we basically have stuff like that, you know. Getting the flash there from the Jinx, that's really good stuff. But now Nuring, he's like, hello there. Do you want to talk about our Lord and Prayer? Do you want to talk about the Scorpion gods, man? He is the Scorpion god himself right now, and he's so damn tanky. He lives forever. Lynch will get the kill there. Finally, we get the shutdown. 1,000 stars, trying to
Jinx.
flash away, man. But yeah, Lynch, man.
And look who's there, the Atacon. Ready for the taking here. Teleport coming with it as well. And I mean, I feel like this game is slipped out of the hands of 42 Gaming. Like you mentioned, you know, they have to be a bit more on the same page here during those crucial fights here. And it's really where Fortress have picked up their advantages. And they have not let go of this game ever since here. They have just been in full control of the map here. And yeah, sometimes we do see 42 Gaming picking up kills here and there or forcing flashes. But in the end here, it feels like every single time Fortress Gaming are walking away with the bigger bag of money here, and it has stacked up quite well for them as well. 38k gold now in the bank, you know, 6k gold lead for the team, and with the Atacon buff now as well. I am sure they are ready for a brawl right now.
Yeah, again, it's an uphill battle for 42 Gaming. But, you know, chat is calling me on a copium. But it's not like they are full early game. Like, of course, it looks really good for Fortress, but I still believe, you know, if we can get those shutdowns, if we can get maybe 1 or 2 good stuns, good combos. But of course, that means that Fortress has to do some mistakes. They have to be out of position. But it's not like we have no damage. If Lynch ever is out of position, we can certainly go for it, you know. It's not like we are full early game, and there's basically not a single way to get this game back on track. We can bring this one back, but of course it is a tough one, certainly.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna get much better here. I mean, yes, the Victor, the Annie, you can, you know, definitely force some mistakes here, get yourself some picks, but it's just so difficult when the map is completely controlled here by Fortress. You know, everything is warded here, every single move is tracked here. There is an 8-1 Jinx here, absolutely demolishing your base, and there's like almost nothing you can do about it here. And the item disadvantage here is just too big right now for 42 Gaming to really do anything.
Run, Highlander!
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna let him go with this one.
And that's the instant reset for the Jinx, going absolutely crazy. Yeah, this Jinx is just snowballing out of control. Vorden is stuck between a wall and a tough place right now, trying to thin out the wave. I mean, again, I respect the decision. It's not a bad decision per se. Lynch will get so many shields, though, from the Lulu, from the Orianna, and will just not go down. Again, it looks really dire. Basically 10,000 gold at this point. But again, if we can just find a few kills, we could. You know, the first few kills are the hardest. We need to get to second items as fast as possible. Like 1,000 stars needs to get to a second item, and also Highlander needs to get a second item. And then maybe, just maybe, we have enough burst to kill somebody and then snowball on from that. Because don't forget, Jinx has a reset mechanic, but so does Victor now, you know, with the growing I already wanted to say Chaos Storm, but no, it is Arcane Storm right now, for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be tough though. It's a 10 and 1 Jinx here, 3.5 item here, feats of strength, boots as well. You know, competing with that Varus just on 2 items. Yeah, if you give this Varus some time, if you can get the one shots off, maybe there's a chance
Bye
here. But
bye.
yeah, Highlander is just experiencing the tough reality of this game, and the teleport
Oh
is not
no.
gonna make much of a difference here. As Emperor is just, you know, basically isolated here and
Oh
realizes it's
no.
not what you're looking for. It was not the teleport angle that they needed here. And with just 3 champions left standing here, that is an invitation here for Fortress Gaming to break open the base even further. And with a Jinx, you know, with a passive, that goes quite fast, you know? Those towers, they melt, especially with the grub buffs on top of that.
Yep. 100%. Second inhibitor will be down. The emote game on point from Fortress, you know, from Lynch. He knows his job now is just to bait everybody, because as long as the team is with him, they have so many shields. Now again, beautiful shockwave. It doesn't really matter who you hit. Tibbers instantly going down. Tox will be able to get out of there. One turret is down. Lynch basically frontlining at this point. Emperor jumping in there. He wants to make something happen. Lynch is dropping low, but no, will go crazy again. Even though basically in the grave already with one leg. And now the Super Mega Dive Rocket will be flashed by Highlander. That was an important one to not give her another passive boost. But yeah, this team fight just showed me that we can do it, you know? If they weren't just slapping us with their wallet, we have good tools.
Yeah, the tools are there, but I'm afraid the wallet is too heavy. But we'll see what's gonna happen here. You know, the Baron is up for the taking here. And I feel like this is a do or die fight here for 42 Gaming. If they want to make a miracle happen, it is going to be this Baron right here. Right now, you can already see 4 champions on the top side of the map here. The pinks coming down here. You know, they need to secure their vision. They need to create an advantageous fight here. Maybe the Yanni can find a pocket of, you know, vision, or well, where there's no vision, basically, to find that good Tibbers multi-man stun. You know, they need something here, some sort of miracle here. Because if it's a fair 5v5 fight, you're not winning that. You know, you're gonna have to really misplay it if you want to lose a 5v5 fight here with an 11k gold lead. The Jinx already 4 items completed, the death cap completed here for Croxon as well. It has to be that one miracle team fight here for 42 Gaming, but it's gonna be so tough to find what they really want to.
And I have bad news as well. The dragon icon on the
They're
top
starting the Baron.
left.
42
It's
Gaming, they
not
have started the Baron. They're calling them out
one.
right now. It has
Yeah.
been spotted out there. Fortress, they're on their way. But look at the vision. There's no vision at all here.
Wait, shouldn't they be a Baron? Shouldn't
but-
they? Where are they? It's like...
Fortress Gaming, they know there's a ticking time bomb, which is the super minions. They're pouring into the base right now. 42 Gaming, they don't have the time to just be hanging around.
And the dragon. The Dragon Soul is massive. The Dragon Soul is insanely good for Fortress here. This soul is... Yeah, I can't put it even into words. It synergizes so well with their kit, and that's it. Lynch gets it. So to me, that is like a way, way stronger team fight once again. Because now slowing down stuff like the Annie, the Trundle, it just hurts them so much. Now Croxon. Ooh, this was maybe the one shot we had to catch them somehow. But yeah, Croxon still with flash up.
For them, though, it's going to be allowed to flash over.
Yeah, but even if you get the Nash, the ring, everybody, come on, can we maybe find something there? 1000 stars, trying to get something. Croxon will be able to get away, and at the same time, yeah, it's a triple kill for the Jinx. That is just too much. This one, I was hopeful for just a second that maybe we can find something, but the only thing that we will find is, such a close one, but we will not find the success here. And this will probably, most likely be, I mean, let's call it, this is the first win for Fortress in this best of 3 series. They will be defeatless in this season, and 42 Gaming, they will, have to face defeat, you know? It catches up to all of us eventually, and back to the drawing board for them.
Yeah, I mean, it is a best of 3 here, so they do have the opportunity to bounce back here. And, you got to be honest here and look at that Skarner. He had a huge impact. Obviously, it's not only the Skarner, right? Like you mentioned here. 42 Gaming, being a bit disjointed here in the important fights here. Starting off at the beginning in that little skirmish towards the bot side here. We saw that the Grubbies as well, and later on with the Herald as well. To be honest, there was like a huge split up within the team, and that has to be a bit cleaner here because otherwise you just get punished here, especially with a Skarner that can just walk through the wall and find those picks so easy with the Impale as well. And yeah, after that Jinx gets snowballing, there's just nothing you can do. Because every time you contest there's going to be a big Scorpion walking up to you, and you can't do anything, because if you do, you get impaled and you die. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue here. So yeah, 42 Gaming have to go back to the drawing board. Perhaps ban out the Scorpion. That could be a good suggestion. We'll see what they come up with though.
Honestly, just go blue side and pick it yourself. I'm telling you. Again, I'm a big Skarner enjoyer.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as I have him in my team, and playing against him is like playing against Kane on crack. But again, it's a best of 3 series. This was game number 1 in 42 Gaming versus Fortress. Thank you all so much for watching so far. And I think we will head into a small break. The players will also head into a small break. And then we will come back fresh with new ideas. And we will see how 42 Gaming... Can they bring it back? Or will Fortress just go 2-0 and call it a day? We will see, so don't go anywhere. See you in a sec. What's this ruling?
What I carry on my shoulders, showing stories told. Watch the fire burn away the cold. I am rising from the dust, despite how much we lost. You will not take away my strength. You will not take away my strength. No. Shoulders, showing stories told. Watch the fire burn away the cold. I am rising from the dust, despite how much we lost. You will not take away my strength. You will not take away my strength.
We are back, guys, and well, it was an uphill battle. We did lose the first game. Again, first loss of the season, but the best of 3 counts, so we still have 2 chances to bring it back. Now, Warlix, my beautiful, amazing colorcaster, I'm sure you have so many things to talk about here. I feel like there were multiple layers, so which one do you think was the most important that we have to focus on in the next game?
Scorpion good. For starters, Scorpion quite good.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason he's banned so often. Yeah, so I would like to see the Scorpion banned or either picked by 42 game because that guy is pretty damn strong. I felt like the Trundle did not really achieve that much in that game. I wasn't really that big of a fan of the champion. We've seen the nice gank in the bot lane to return the 3-0 Jinx, but other than that, I feel like the Trundle was a bit more invisible. And other than that, I feel like 42 Gaming, they were so split up, starting off with that very first skirmish, they were being dragged around left and right, fighting bot lane and then fighting in the mid lane. And yeah, I want to see them more grouped together, more in sync with each other, especially around objectives and those skirmishes. But we are heading into the next draft, so we can actually see here. Will that Skarner
Let's
be
go.
banned this time around? I mean, they are on the blue side this time around.
Yes.
So if it is not being banned here by Fortress, that means we can pick it up ourselves. And that would be optimal, right? Having the Scorpion on your side this time around, and then Forden can have his way walking through the wall and using that impale.
Okay. Do we leave it open? Can we get a drum roll? Like brrr. And we have 15 seconds. Like FTS, they are thinking. Do we leave it open?
It is left open.
It is left open.
Banned here on the final pick, and well, you just played against the Skarner. You know how damn annoying that champion is. So if Forden is comfortable on the Skarner, which I hope he is, it's actually going to be this Corki locked in.
No. Okay.
The Skarner is left open yet again.
Okay.
Would it be locked in by Fortress? Surely it is. Surely it is. I would be surprised if this Skarner is not locked in right now, right here. You could even pair it up with a Victor, which is also left open. And well, there it is, the Skarner being hovered here. Lock it right in, baby, because that champion is hella busted. So you have that on your side yet again. The Victor is still open as well. Yeah, the Corki is quite a strong champion as well. But I would prefer to have the Skarner here. And well, maybe it is going to just be the Orianna here. I mean, it worked out perfectly last time around. I guess the ball delivery system here is quite neat as well here with the Skarner, so that makes sense to pair it up with the Orianna again. But hey, you purposely didn't look in the Skarner. You left it open again. So I want to see them have an answer to the Skarner where they don't get ganked out, they don't get caught. Because otherwise, I'm just going to be left there scratching my head. Why do you leave it open if you clearly struggle playing against a champion? And I don't blame them for struggling against Skarner because the champion is just that strong, right? But if you choose to leave it open, not pick it yourself, then I kind of expect you to have an answer to it because otherwise, it doesn't really make sense. But hey, we do have the Akali locked in here. Assumingly is going to be for Highlander here, so that's pretty hype. Seeing the assassin here be like, no, I'm not going to play a Victor against you again. I'm not going to play this boring mage v mage, trying to get some farm here, playing passive. No, I'm going to pick the Akali. I'm going to go right into your face. I'm going to make you sweat. So that's going to be pretty hype here for Highlander. And rounding it up here with the Ornn in the top side here for Emperor, comfort pick for him. Always going to be a very nice champion here with his passive, his engage. Just a very solid top laner, to be honest.
Okay, so beautiful stuff there from you, but I'm still stuck. What is our answer going to be against the Skarner? I'm still stuck on that. And
I have no idea.
Yeah, we haven't picked something yet. I mean, there are multiple angles. You can pick Lilia, for example, to just outpace him and, have more movement speed than he does even while in his turbo crab walk. The Jinx ban, that's an interesting one. I'm really thinking. I literally opened a champ list of all junglers and looked at it, and thought about it. Okay, if I was the coach here, what would I go for? And again, as you said, it was a choice to leave the Skarner open. Our coach looked at it and said, okay, guys, we can beat it. You know, maybe there will be the same answer, because again, of course, Skarner is an absolute pain in the, you know, but you can beat him 100%. It's not like we played it perfectly and it was only a champion difference. No. So, but again, I'm so looking forward to the answer. I have like so many angles in my head right now. Out clear him, you know, outscale him, but still the lanes, they have to be safe. And you know, we cannot forget, we did try to go for something cheesy game one with the Trundle jungle. We have not seen that in a long time. Yeah, hi. With the any bot lane, we have not seen that in what, 27 years. So maybe game two is the angle, just play standard stuff or play something else entirely, and then we will get back in there. So far, the smolder power of Disney has been picked up. And man, 42 Gaming, they really want to keep me locked in and ready for this 5th pick. Unless it is Orange Jungle, but that would just be... I cannot see a world where it's Orange Jungle.
Oh, the Wukong.
At all.
Okay, I
Okay.
can get behind that. You know, you have some good engage here. Start off with the Ornil, the Wukong can follow up on that. That's absolutely perfect here. You have that engage. The question is here, is the Akali Corki going to be enough damage? Because that can be
Oh, yeah.
quite a problem, you know,
Yeah.
with the
Question
Braum.
answered. Next question.
Oh, no, for sure. They can blow up a target easily.
Yes, give me Soraka. Yes,
Soraka being locked in right here.
Yes, that is so good. That is so good. I love it. Just don't die. Grisen, make me proud. Wait, I have to, you know, proper posture here. Get ready. Soraka is locked in, and I am locked in as well, baby. Also, the Wukong with the Warriors Trickster, you can just force Garner to, what is it called? You know, to basically E your clone, and then you yourself can maybe jump into the enemy backline, you know, make the Skarner stun go to waste. One of his 7 different CCs, at least that's what it feels like. But yeah, I'm a bit happier with this team composition, that is for sure.
Yeah, we do have the Poppy lock in here, which is quite... Is it? Yeah, it is going to be Poppy top lane. I was confused a bit. They were, you know, taking their time with the swaps. I was like, huh? But yeah, it's going to be the Poppy in the top lane, and that's going to be, you know, a bit of a counter to that Akali that is trying to hop in and get a one-shot on this Orianna or the Smolder. And now suddenly there's a Poppy just standing in your way. And, you know, that is what I meant with this Akali Corki combination. They have a lot of burst damage, right? These champions can blow up a champion in seconds if they get the opportunity to. And the Wukong Ornn combination can definitely give them the opportunity to do, right? You see the carries on the other team, and your Akali Corki get to go their way. Suddenly, boom, carries that, you win the fight. That is what you're hoping for here if you're 42 Gaming. On the other side here, you know, you have the Poppy to deny some of that engage. It is still going to be quite tough here. But you're trying and hoping your Braum and your Poppy can protect your carries for long enough, and then suddenly it becomes quite tough here for 42 Gaming. So it's going to be, you know, a battle between the one team trying to get that perfect execution, you know, hey, Akaliot.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Versus the other team trying to just have the defense ready to protect the carries and win the fight in the long run.
For the other team to go, Mom! You know, and basically a 2 at the enemies. That is.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as cool as perfect execution, but yes, you are completely correct on that one. Yeah.
Yep. As long as it's not Gnar, where his ult is literally just his champion name, you know. Riot, please. Riot, change his name to something cool, like in a super mega death wall smash of Doom. But yeah. Well. What are the priorities in this draft? So basically what I heard from you is that we are getting outscaled, right?
I mean, I don't know if necessarily outskilled is going to be the correct term here. It's just going to be the execution for 42 Gaming is going to be, you know, has to be top notch here. Because if you mess it up, if your Akali is jumping in, your Corki is trying to join in, or you pressure engage button on the Ornn Wukong combo, and it doesn't catch out the carries, you know, it misses, or you're just not getting the targets that you want, then suddenly this team fight is going to become so difficult here, and the enemy carries can just have their way in a team fight. So the execution here for 42 Gaming has to be on point here.
Definitely. At the same time, I feel like we haven't really talked enough about the Akali here. Because, man, at the same time, we also have not talked enough about the Orianna. I feel like in game 1, yeah, sure, we gave all the glory and shoutouts to the Jinx, but Orianna also did a lot of work, and it is a big skill matchup after all, right? If Akali is sitting in the Shroud, you can only stall for so long, especially if Skarner joins in. Now, do you think we are favored in the 2v2 in mid lane? If we get a good jump with Wukong Akali onto the Orianna and we can burst her before she can use all her spells, if we dodge the spells, I feel like we can win this one, but it's a tough one, right?
It's a similar angle, right? You want to kill the Orianna. That is it. You want to burst this Orianna down. If you don't succeed in that, the Skarner is just going to be a wall in front of her, and then, they get to chase you down. So I would say that 2v2 is favored here for 42 Gaming if they can get the execution right and take down this Orianna or force her to back off right. And then, just the Skarner on his own is not going to be that big of a threat. So it should be 42 Gaming winning out on that 2v2. But once again, the execution is just so important. And I mean, it makes sense when you have Akali, right? It's an assassin. You want to go in, you have one opportunity, and you have to make it count.
Eminem, Akali, one shot, one opportunity, AI cover when? Chat, somebody. It's fitting for all the assassins, You have one shot, one opportunity to kill the enemy squishy, enemy backline, and then grab the victory. And if you miss it, you will probably die yourself, You will get pinned by the Skarner, you will get stunned by the Braum, and you will cry. To be fair, again, Akali is really good at self-peeling, at stalling. It's not like a Nafiri that jumps in and, either one-shots you or dies herself, like a Briar or something. Can we get some Fs in the chat? I really like Briar, but she just feels so one-dimensional right now. Please write rework Briar. I wanna. I don't know how we got here, but yeah, I think Briar is in an interesting spot, and that is why we never see her. That is why Akali is good at stalling. But yeah, shields are on the side. Again, we have the Braum that he has a literal shield, not an actual shield.
Literal shield, yeah.
Literal shield, yeah. But he cannot shield people, He cannot make your HP bar go white. So, does he even have a real shield, Warlix? Tell me.
I mean, I guess you have a point there. It is quite valid, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, we are just waiting. Again, thank you all so much for the energy in the chat. Basically, Lulu Stomper says it's over anyways. And, with Emperor on Ornn, everybody is cooked. He will 1v9 completely, He will get an Octa kill with his choo-choo train. This is what I'm hearing, basically. I hope he has a good skin, man. That's all we can talk about right now.
We do need the choo-choo skin, yeah. That is highly important here if you're playing Ornn. That gives you the bonus points here. And then if you get the Santa Braum skin as well. And it seems like we are paused in the game for now, so we're just gonna be waiting that one out. And in the meantime, we can yap about train skins a little longer, because that is important as well. Who cares about good League of Legends when you have good skins, am I right?
Exactly. Meanwhile, Bobby Bodding is still hype for Lynch. Wait, what did they write? Yeah, Lynch will not let us down. I see.
I mean, I can't blame them after that first game. Lynch absolutely popped off on that Jinx. Just went absolutely nuclear with the support of the Lulu, of course. Don't count out your supports. Thank your supports, AD carries. Don't forget that.
The what?
Thank your supports.
The what? Top lane for TPing? Wait.
Get that
all I ever think about is if I think about supports is Bards, like just YOLOing somewhere on the map, and meanwhile you're stuck up well, the jungler thanks you though. You know what? Let's portal right into the game though, because I heard we finally, or do we still have a pause? Oh yeah, the good old pause bug. We're still in the Bard portal. We're still spinning around like we're in a laundry machine, like wee, and then we will arrive on the rift. After all, we are literally, the pause bug, we're literally frozen in time. So basically, if you can see in-game, everything is just frozen, without a pause screen or anything. And that is, of course, because you're literally portaling into the game. And I think, guys, finally, please, yes, we will have a working game. Thank you so much to Vodkoil in the production, by the way. He's doing an amazing job. Shoutouts to the guys behind the scenes. Shoutouts to the players and everybody at home watching, of course, because we are in our second game of today. And as you can see with the scores on the top of your screen, FTS is one game ahead, but again, it is a best of 3. There are still chances to bring it back, but of course, Fortress, they want to just keep our mouths shut and bring in another win and, have a well-deserved break. But of course, 42 Gaming, they have a new draft, they have a new strategy. And again, I'm still super hyped for Greason on this Soraka. I think Soraka is an amazing pick right now and really... yeah, sleeper basically. Everybody's sleeping on it, so let's see it perform this game. And also Emperor has the choo-choo skin Warlicks. What do you gotta say about that?
Choo-choo! Yeah, no,
Let's go.
That's very based. We gotta love to see that, But yeah, this time around, seems like if you don't have any support, you just take it easy on the level 1s here. So, no sneaky level 1 mid ganks. Croxon can enjoy his laning phase for the first time in the first few minutes. Doesn't have to instantly use his teleport. And,
Heresy.
be sad about it. There is the choo-choo.
Oh, look at him! Look at the Ornn in top lane. Yeah. Oh yeah, Lulu Stomper is bringing the hype in. That's what I want to read.
It's gonna be raiding now. That's we're getting the puns out here. But yeah, no, I feel like just like last game, the top lane is gonna be kind of in the background here, as we're probably gonna be mainly focusing here on the mid and bot lane, just like last time around. Unless Emperor, I've heard a few things about his Ornn. Wants to go for a few bonkings in the top side of the map, but we'll see if that happens here. But yeah, once again, having the smolder on the enemy team as well, that's something to keep track of as well, the stacks coming through on that smolder, trying to get that execute on the 225 stacks here. But I'm going to be expecting here with the Soraka Corki in the bot side, they are going for these aggressive pokes here. And yeah, you're looking at this and you're like, oh yeah, the pokes, the trades are relatively even here. And that's until Greason just says, psych, I'm Soraka. And then you're just a sad smolder. But no longer, because the Scorpion is actually going to already pay a visit here. And it's going to be tough here.
First big tests, 100 Sterne to 1000 Sterne will maybe go down. The shield will it be enough? He's still alive, but not for long. First blood will be taken by Noring again. Lynch was so low as well. But this is not our day, man. If we look at the early games, we just get caught off guard once again. But honestly, Nuring with this really weird timing, just skipping blue buff and Gromp, man, that's so annoying.
Yeah, that is a risk to take, but damn, it did pay off here. And this is like not what you want to see. It's more than trying to, reply on the top side, pushing away the Poppy, but not finding that same success here. And the return king.
Oh come on, get this little Disney dragon out of here. 1000 Sterne, come on, yeah, throwing the phosphor bomb, getting the flash at least. That is not 100% payback what we wanted, but it is something because it will make the dragon susceptible to future ganks for the next 5 minutes, so until the 9-minute mark.
Yeah, but even though it's 1 kill, I feel like this is actually quite massive here for Fortress. We decided to first pick this Corki and leave the Skarner open. That's the high priority we put into our draft. That is a lot of resources to put there. And we combine this with the Soraka, and together they have so much, poke and dominance in the laning phase, and just getting ganked this early on and, losing your flash already and being taken down here is going to put you quite back here. It's going to put you quite back in the laning phase. Let's see if they're going to try to continue that dominance regardless of that first blood. We'll have to see here. Grusin actually going to go for a little roam towards the middle of the lane here. Not playing the Annie, but, sometimes you just got to fake it till you make it. Nice little vision ward there in the enemy jungle to provide some vision for the rest of the team.
Yeah, you want to see the Scorpion if he is coming around onto bot lane again, right? If he's passing through there to go for Dragon, to go for mid lane ganks from the Wolves, or maybe even spotting him when he goes for a bot lane gank. So, but yeah, looking at it, Forden basically had not too much to do, so he poked the Braum a little bit, you know, was chilling on the bot lane there.
We got Croxon just being a menace here, just taking some of those small raptors here.
I mean, dropping Prio and a bit of CS is normal in the Akali versus Orianna matchup, you know, or in general in melee versus range matchups. Not really too bad, honestly. We will give up the first dragon, most likely, maybe. I don't know. Are we looking to contest it? We could be in position, but with no Prio in mid lane and Orianna already hitting level 6, I don't really know if you want to go for this. At the same time, yeah, Forden is waiting here, you know, maybe Lynch will step forward, but of course Lynch, knowing that his jungler is getting the objective, will not do so at all, and Forden is just waiting, watching. Down the ring, he wants to go for something on bot lane. Forden is here though, no ults available so far in this bot lane skirmish, but man, the base power from a Braum just so good. 1000 stars, dropping really low now, the teleport coming in, Orianna also joining up, we have the perfect execution and the shock wave available, but will we look for the fight? Will we slowly try to poke forward? Nuring walking in there, he will be the ball delivery system. The ball is on him right now, all eyes on him. Highlander jumping in there, Forden will just explode. No more Monkey King shenanigans. Highlander jumping in there, getting a kill, an important one. And now Greason not getting the heals, running super fast. Croxon flashing forward even onto 1000 stars. Can we get some more? Can we find something? The barrier on 1000 stars, the heal as well. He's so tanky, but not tanky enough now. The minions also doing a lot of work onto Lynch. But I don't think we can go for too much more here. Greason, beautiful play with the movement speed there, by the way. Yeah, look at it, beautifully. Just procking it all over the place. But yeah, man, a bummer. It could have been way worse, but it also could have been way better. The Achoo will hit 1000 Sterne. I will never not enjoy casting Corki, by the way. Now, talking about casting Corki, the Phosphor Bomb will not connect there, and that would have been the important cooldown here. Now, Gone Freaks, he's really aggressive, just walking up there, jumping onto a minion. And the camera is, of course, going to pan over to top lane real quick, you know, to remind us that top lane also exists, but back to bot lane, where the action is, you know, where the action is cooking right now. Quite literally. It's so close, but we are running out of mana.
Yeah, that was a lot of action to digest over the last couple minutes here. And, you know, I got a feel for 42 game because, you know, you saw that they were setting up something, right? You saw Forden trying to look for that gank in the bot side. But, you know, we have the full vision here. We knew that Fortress were actually one step ahead, and they were just taking the Drake in the meantime, playing it back, playing it chill, because, you know, they knew they were getting a free objective on the map. And, you know, as Greason walks up here and he hears the dragon has been slain, he was like, hold on a second. That means there's a scorpion right across the wall. And then he just gets called out and absolutely run down here by the rest of Fortress. And yeah, unfortunately, it's once again Fortress just being that one step ahead here, taking those kills on the bot side of the map and the dragon on top of it as well. Luckily, we do get the grubs here on the top side to at least equal out those objectives here. But for the Feast of Strength, already the 3 kills collected for Fortress, so they got 1 collected in the bag. So looking for either the first blood tower or 2 more objectives to be collected. We'll see what they will get first.
Yeah, Feats of Strength really interesting in the early game. I feel like it gives you a sense of what to do, you know? Again, I feel like the feats of strength themselves, like the reward, doesn't even matter too much. Again, it's nice to have, you know, it's not terrible, but I feel like it's more of a guideline, you know? If you're a new player, you're like, oh, wait, get kills, get a turret, get objectives. Oh, neat, I'm gonna go do that, you know? And that's what I meant, right? It's still the same game. That was basically the point of the game all along. That's how you play League of Legends. Now you just get a tiny extra reward for it. It's basically like when you ping wards, you get 5 gold, you know? It's basically the same to me. That's basically feats of strength. Don't quote me on that, by the way. But yeah, so far, as you said, 3 kills, go over to Fortress. But the turret and the 3 objectives, they are still not taken. So we can still bring it back and get those fancy shoes. So might as well go for that. And yeah, we're also gathering the planties, by the way. That is also another reason why, you know, your support might as well be boarding all over the map, because Warlicks, what do those little plants even do?
Yeah, good question, Maelstrom. Thank you for asking. They actually give your team some nice adaptive force, so, you know, AD or AP, depending on what you're building, and some XP for your team. So that's always nice here. So just a small little bonus here. You're basically just playing Bard for your entire team. And
Okay, hold up though. Flash on bot lane, Mom getting called. Gone Freaks could be in trouble here.
Teleport coming in.
Oriana is teleporting onto bot lane. There is the Flash jumping in. No! Hits on the Shockwave, and this is absolutely massive. Nuring will be here though, but this looks to be super overwhelming. Double kill for 1000 Sterne. Forden will be impaled, but will jump right back out. And Highlander is basically here just as a cheerleader to cheer on his team. Meanwhile, though, we did get a double kill on the Corki, and this is exactly where we want to be.
And this feels like the first time where 42 Gaming really walks away with the W. Getting that kill on the Oriana here, forcing out the teleport as well. Walking away victorious here on the bot side, and they can collect a dragon on top of that as well. As Highlander also just, you know, getting a nice back for himself. Still a little bit behind in the matchup with CS, but that's completely fine. You know, like you said before, that's normal into the melee range matchup here. But yeah, you know, being able to get that victory, getting this dragon here, finally getting something for your Corki as well is absolutely massive here for 42 Gaming. As, you know, we were kind of looking at a similar game as last time around. It wasn't a 3-0 start for your AD carry, but, you know, it was, you know, the 42 Gaming bot lane, you know, falling a bit behind where you really put your power in the draft. And the Smolder looking to get a free scaling into the late game, but now with this fight here, getting the dragon, getting your Corki back on the path where you want them to be is massive for 42 Gaming here.
And let's be honest here, this is our ticket to victory. This is so important, basically. We have an Akali in mid lane, and sure, you know, assassins can be scary, but they will never have the DPS to 1v9. So we are basically looking at 1000 Sterne, or to some extent even at the Wukong, you know, to bring in the DPS and, you know, talking about him. Really good Cyclone there. Croxon dying on mid lane, even though Braum was over there. And, yeah, okay, the wet noodle fight once again. Can we find the kill, though? Can we find the kill? Well, I know Red Team, aka FTS, they can find the Void Grubs. We did get 4, though. Now the Call of the Forge God will be really good, but then also the Hammer from Tox will throw away Emperor, and without our main tank, I don't think we want to continue that chase. But after all, again, we are on 4 grubs, so this time we will have the objective there. We will have the Void Grubbies.
Yeah, and that is absolutely perfect here, because you do deny that objective for the feats of strength here. And that's actually exactly what you want there for 42 Gaming. Just denying that away from Team Fortress here. And now, you know, with the objectives all being taken on the map here, we can finally get away from all the chaos that has been happening in the last few minutes here. And we can see, you know, the lane assignments here. The AD carry is just trying to farm in peace here. The vision control trying to be taken here, but by both supports on the map here. You see the wards being placed in the enemy jungle, the pings coming through. You can see that beautiful macro play coming through here for both teams here, as we're kind of putting an end here to the laning phase here, except for top lane just, you know, still doing their thing. You know, apparently that lane still exists as well. Who knew? But yeah, and slowly we start to see the first items coming through as well. Wukong and Corki both finishing the Trinity Force is quite massive, because that increases that burst damage by a lot here. So this Corki is something to keep your eye on here. Seeing if Sterna can get one of those one-shots here. And Forden is actually hidden in the bushes here, and that's why Sterna is going to go so aggressive here, looking for those trades, as Forden walks up even further.
Man, this Corki is on some serious catnip, and he's not even playing the dog skin. You know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying myself, so you guys have to interpret that, you know. What is sarcasm anyways? What is irony? I don't know. I'm just here to talk about this beautiful game of League of Legends.
Oh, the dodge!
The dodge! Beautiful stuff. Are we going in? Are we trying to go for the kill? The perfect execution will connect.
Beautiful.
And then the heal from the wish will
Oh, so close.
No! But man, that was some real display of talent, even though it was not Kiana. Call Highlander Kiana, because man, whew, I have really been heating up from just that. And now, Noring, maybe in a bit of trouble, will get knocked up here, is basically finding himself in a 1 versus 3. The hammer is arriving just a little bit too late, so the shutdown goes over to the Ornn.
Yeah, Norin going for that invade. Maybe a little, a little greedy there on the invade. Gets caught out there between 342 game players. And hold on, Tox may be in trouble as well. Tried to help out a jungler, but might be paying a price here as Tornin is looking to take him down and eventually will take the prize here. And well, we look at that. The Herald is right there for the taking, so might as well grab it if it's there, right? And 42 Gaming suddenly looks to be in control of this game. They might be behind in gold still, 1k gold, but you know, who really cares? If we look at the map here, they're taking the objectives here. They're winning out on the skirmishes. They're having control over the map right now. Highlander is, showing us that he can go face-to-face with this Akali and show his individual skill here. Getting that solo kill earlier on and then another one. Even though it was a trade, it's still really good, right? And Stern is showing off on this Corki how much damage you can really do once you complete that Trinity Force here. And suddenly, we feel this pressure building here for Team Fortress.
Dragon spawning, and if I'm not completely mistaken, that will decide who will get the feats of strength, right? If I'm not completely... No, wait.
If 42 Gaming gets it, yes, they will get the feats of strength. But for Fortress, they need another one, unfortunately for them. So it can be the Knight here for Fortress if they get the Dragon. But it's going to be a tough fight for them here. And everyone already grouping up here. Highlander still on the top side. Does have the teleport ready to joining in on the team fight. Can't be said about Tox though. He does not have the teleport, does not have that luxury. So has to keep an eye out on this Akali if they want to go for this dragon here. That could be a 5 versus 4. Herald is going to be deployed here. And it could just be the first tower for the feats of strength, but Noring has something to say about it.
Come on, what are we looking for here? What are we looking for here? The turret will go down, and yeah, now it is the feats of strength. Basically, the cycloning Wukong gets impaled there. This was such a weird one, and I hate to break it to everybody, but honestly, I don't know if this one is worth it for them trying so hard to stay alive. But of course, no shot if you are in the midst of 4 red HP bars. And yes, we did get the turret. We did get the feat of strength. Of course, Leo, you are 100% correct there in the chat. I still have to figure out a little bit how the void grubs work with the feat of strength counter. But yeah, feel free to enlighten me. We did get the feat of strength. But
yeah, so basically you need to get all 3 grubs of the same spawn to get the objective to count. So if you miss one of them, it doesn't count for either team.
I see.
Yeah, 42 Gaming, they get those 3 grubs at the beginning, so that counts as an objective, right? But yeah, they just get the first tower now. But yeah, is it worth it? That is the question here. I don't know. Maybe in a late game when you really go for those upgrades here. But, can't be said, they also get the tower on top lane now. They got a tower in the mid lane in the meantime as well. And yeah, I mean, Fortress, they did get the tower in the bot lane and some kills in return. We got feats of strength and 2 towers now. So overall, I mean, I would say pretty good here for 42 Gaming, honestly. Not too shabby.
Oh, Emperor, grab the plant. Make me happy. Yes. And now one more. Yes. Oh, that is the good stuff. That is basically every champion is Bard now, man. It's amazing. I love it. This is living the life, being inside the brain of a Bard player. This makes us all so happy. It's basically, I hope every champion just gets hard steel as a passive, so you can all just bonk each other and
get really satisfying.
This sweet rush of dopamine in your head, in your brain. Ah, that would be the good stuff, But for now, we have to be happy with everybody being a Bard for this season.
And that was beautiful.
Wait, are we going for it though? Talks no W right now. Well, now it is up, but you know, we're just waiting it out. We should get the kill there, and even Emperor is back from the hammer time. And look at this weird Wraith ghost thingy. What is it called again, my friends?
It is called a Atacon, but it looks like we don't get to talk about it. There's going to be an engage here. Emperor is maybe in trouble here, but turns out that Little Dragon does not do that much damage at the moment. And Lynch may be in trouble here as Highlander is on the hunt here. Noreen coming through as well. And it's going to be a full-on team fight here. Highlander deciding to go back in here for the kill. Gets
beautiful stuff! The Cyclone is dealing huge amounts of CC, and now, oh, wait a second, the Impale, the Shockwave, Griesen will fall. And Highlander as well, now the teleport coming in, and suddenly the Poppy is joining the fray. And 1000 stars will be seeing 1000 stars, because back to base with you, gray screen to celebrate, and Otacon will be the reward, unless Forden wants to look for a steal. I mean, he is a Wukong, so he could try to look for it, you know, maybe with the Warriors, Trickster, stuff like that. You know, you have to watch out for the... You have to watch out for the steadfast presence from Tox. That is an important one.
Teleport coming through here. Highlander.
Hold up.
For this. Yeah, they pull off from it, and Highlander is unfortunately going to be the sacrifice there. But yeah, they do deny the Atacon on the back of that.
Oh, this is so chaotic. It is so chaotic once again. I don't know if I like this. I don't know. You can hear all the pings.
Yeah, 5 members strong here for Fortress, and Emperor, he is in trouble here. Sterna is still so far away.
Yeah, 1000 Sterne. He needs to show up, and Emperor will die to the Disney Dragon without the goat even arriving on the map. We saw the outlines there. Now Mom is getting called and will swipe right through their beautiful Shockwave. This is the moment that Fortress has been waiting for and scaling for. And suddenly this Orianna and this Smolder, they look so good once again.
Yeah, and unfortunately for 42 Gaming, it is a very unfortunate moment for them. They know the Atacon was started out, and they thought they could turn it around with a nice flank TP for Highlander, but it was spotted out and they just take the free kill. And after that, it was just 5 members strong here for Fortress, and they take kill after kill, and they take the Atacon anyway. And now they just have more than what they were starting out with. They get the bonus skills, they get the Atacon anyway. The Smolder is now 5-1, the Orianna is 8-3. This ball delivery system for Fortress has been working out perfectly, and has been quite deadly here to deal with for 42 Gaming. And yeah, now this game is going to be quite tough here for 42 Gaming to come back into, because yeah, the champions are starting to skill up here on the side of Fortress with the Smolder, the Orianna, so deadly in these team fights, and the Skarner once again being quite a problem as well.
Credit where credit is due. We looked so strong, but one simple mistake there, you know. How does the saying go? We gave them a finger, and Fortress ripped off our entire arm. Again, like as in the first game, we are not out of this yet, but this Otacon is looking really good. And Highlander going into the gray screen, most likely. The question is not an if, the question is when. And even giving the kill over to the Dragon once more. And this Dragon is looking absolutely disgusting, honestly.
Yeah, for
so much damage.
Looking for something right now. They're trying to respond in the mid lane, but Fortress already on the replier, on the hunt here. Mom being called on duty.
Are they finding the entrance? Forden could look for a Cyclone here, but I think we are just trying to run away. I mean, the Dragon is kind of low. I feel like we... Man,
oh, that was
what
beautiful.
An impale!
What is that impale, Norring?
Impale from Norring. Holy cow. And even Croxon getting the kill on the top side. The cookie just crumbles here. And as I said for the Akali, Forden, it is not a question if he survives. The question is for how long he can survive. Yeah, Gone Freaks can use the passive there, and you instantly know that it is the clone because of the passive. With the Cyclone, we can waste a little bit more time. Honestly, I'm a bit sad we didn't turn around there, but the call was probably just to get out somehow. I feel like, maybe call me delusional, but I feel like we could have killed the dragon there, just maybe, because he was a little bit less than half-life. So but yeah, it's a tough call. It's a tough game for both teams, and both teams have to fully focus and lock in. It is so hard. For me, when I'm watching, of course, it's always easy to talk stuff, but when you're playing, it is way harder without the full information and without seeing literally everything. But yeah, this is the world where we live in right now, in a, what is it, like 6 or 7k gold deficit right now.
Yeah, and Fortress, they have completely swung around this game in their favor. It looks so good for 42 Gaming. And yeah, just that one Anakin fight, and suddenly it gets turned around here. This Orianna smaller Skarner combination is just so deadly in the team fights. Noring is absolutely popping off on this champion. And yeah, it has been granted to him by 42 Gaming in the draft. We can't forget about that. They chose to leave this open, and Noring is just showing them why you should definitely not be doing that, because he will absolutely destroy you in the team fights. And he's been consistently popping off on this Skarner, so huge credits to Noring. And also just the ball delivery system has worked out every single time here. And the Highlander, well...
Look at the peel. The Wish will keep Highlander alive. The Flash will do that. And now both top laners just flying in there with the teleports. Oh, Highlander, I don't know if you want to stay there. Shuriken flip to get out of there. Now Emperor could be in a bit of trouble. Again here, it is not a question about if he can survive. Well, honestly, maybe. If his team can follow up. But nah, not really. Braum will just eat the goat alive. Yummy, he says. While Emperor uses the Call of the Forge God and will just be deleted. Oh, yummy. Worm.
Big purple worm on the menu here for Fortress. And yeah, I mean, this game is gonna get so difficult here for 42 Gaming. This Smolder is fully stacked up, ready to go, delivering the team fights. The ball delivery system is working out perfectly. And then you have the Poppy Braum just doing their duty, making life as difficult as possible for 42 Gaming. And yeah, there's just no way in here. It's so difficult for Highlander to play the game when there's a Skarner on the enemy team just being a nuisance. And so is the Poppy and the Braum. It's just so difficult to find the engage that you want to find. And that's really the only thing you have here for 42 Gaming. And they're trying to find something here on the side lanes. They tried it earlier in the mid lane. But every single time, just like last game, Fortress, they just walk away the victor. And now with this Baron buff, it is even more difficult here to get a split push going. Croxon is going to be responsible to defend the tower, and Torden, he is hiding in that bush here. He's hoping to find that isolated target here, so they really have to find that on the bot side of the map here. This is the play they're going for here. They're giving up the mid lane tower in the meantime, so they really want to make that one work out. So far, it has not been successful, and Forden has just been spotted out. That means Croxon, he knows he can just play safe, because he knows he is keeping two members busy there. And they're not going to get the tower, they're not going to get anything here. And in the meantime, in the mid lane, you can see it is absolute disaster here for 42 Gaming, as they're losing their entire base here. Stern is now in trouble as well, as the Winter's Bite connects, has to back off even further. And that should be the inhibitor taken down here as well. So recalls come through here. Highlander maybe going for the engage here.
Highlander in there, using the cloud to stay alive for a bit longer. The Cyclone is big, but is it big enough now? Also the Call of the Forge God coming through here for the in the flank position, but the first kill will be found. Croxon finding the Akali there, and now we are stuck under turret. Lynch just too strong, this dragon. And the power of this late game scaling. We are in a 30-minute game. And Fortress, they are living up to their name. They are a Fortress indeed, going uncontested through this season so far. Again, I said it once, I'll say it again. Credit where credit is due. This was an amazing game from 42 Gaming, but it was an even better game in the end from our friends at Fortress. And they deserve to see this Nexus explode. They deserve to get this victory. And honestly, Warlix, I don't hate it. Of course, I'm a bit disappointed. I see everybody in chat is, but it is early in the season, and I feel like we can learn a ton out of this series. So I'm not even too mad.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for starters, maybe Skarner. He's quite a strong champion.
But I feel like they had him under control in the second game. I feel like it was okay until it wasn't the classic.
Yeah, it was okay until it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, the Skarner, you can just see him in team fights. He's just such a nuisance, especially, credits to Fortress because they executed that ball delivery system to perfection. Like, I feel like every single team fight that worked out like absolutely amazing here. And yeah, I mean, I think the drafting was just slightly better on the 42 Gaming side. They basically had the answers in the draft every single time here, and they had the Skarner to begin with, so they already knew they had a strong draft. Just starting out with that Skarner Oriana. The Jinx gets bent away. Yeah, sure, we pick Smolder. We still have a similar kind of vibe on our team. Oh, you're picking the Akali? Oh, sure. Now we have a Poppy Braum to make your life miserable. And there's just nothing you can do for 42 Gaming, so the draft, already working out perfect here for Fortress. And then if we look at the rest of the game, outside of those few fights where 42 Gaming finally found what they wanted, it just feels like they're executed just a bit better here on the side of Fortress. They're just one step ahead every single time. The objective setup isn't better, and they're just grouped up better, and they get cleaner executions in those team fights when it matters most. But yeah, for 42 Gaming, I feel like they can still be proud of what they showed, and they definitely showed a lot of good fights as well, especially in that second game. Highlander getting to pop off on that Akali. Well, I gotta feel bad here. Yeah, you're looking at this and you're like, oh yeah, the Emperor as well. The traits are relatively even here. Stuck on that top side and just says, the map here. I'm Soraka. Yeah, here we get the replays as well. We start off. And you're just in this laning phase. We talked about the core. No longer, you picked that in the graph is actually going to already pay a visit on purpose here. So you want to have his
first big test in the bot lane. 100 Sterne, 1000 Sterne will maybe go down. The shield will it be enough? He's still alive, but not for long. Try to poke forward. Nuring walking in there. He will be the ball delivery system. The ball is on him right now. All eyes on him. Highlander jumping in there. Forden will just explode. No more Monkey King shenanigans. Highlander jumping in there, getting a kill. An important one. And now Greason not getting the heals, running super fast, Croxen flashing forward even onto 1,000 stars. Can we get some more? Can we find something? The barrier on 1,000 stars to heal as well. He's so tanky. He's gonna tank. Try to poke forward. Nuring walking in there. He will be the ball delivery
over again.
Okay, hold up though.
But this was the
Flash on bot lane. Mom getting called. Gon Freaks could be in trouble here. Oriana is teleporting onto bot lane. There is the Flash jumping in. No! Hits on the shockwave, and this is absolutely massive! Nuring will be here though, but this looks to be super overwhelming. Double kill for 1000 Sterne. Forden will be impaled, but will jump at Nip, and he's not even playing the dog skin.
But yeah, as we both
you know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying myself, so you guys
to win out on the game
interpret that, What is sarcasm anyways? What is irony? I don't know. I'm just here to talk about this beautiful game of
Yes!
Oh, the dodge! Beautiful stuff. Are we going in? Are we trying to go for the kill? The perfect execution will connect, and then the heal from the wish will
so close. Play the Akali and show off the and it could just be the first hour for the feats of strength, but Nuring has something to say about it. Back to
come on, what are we looking for here? What are we looking for here? The turret will go down again. Now it is feats of strength. Basically, the cycloning Wukong gets impaled there. This was such a weird one, and I hate to break it to everybody, but honestly, I don't know if this one is worth it for them trying so hard to stay alive, but of course, no.
So they do secure some trouble here, but turns out that here finally, I think this is the fight where 42 Gaming they here as Highlander is on the hunt here. Nuring coming through as well. That's going to be a full-on team fight here. Highlander deciding to go back in here for the kill.
Beautiful stuff! The Cyclone is dealing huge amounts of CC, and oh, wait a second, the Shockwave, Greason will fall! And Highlander as the Cyclone, Greason will fall, and Highlander as well. Now the teleport coming in, and suddenly the Poppy is joining the fray.
And this is the moment where they start 1,000 stars find those kills. And yeah, 42 Gaming, they thought they could, do something with this, right? You have Forden, you have Highlander TPing behind here, but Fortress, they are ready for it. They see the TP coming, and they just take down Highlander, and they take out some more kills at the end of it. And it just becomes worse. Instead of just giving over the Atacun, you give over the Atacun and a few more kills on top of that. And yeah, at that point, the game kind of slipped out of the hands here for 42 Gaming. We can see here, I think this is past when Highlander died just and he TP'd in. They catch off Emperor as well. They really tried to go for something, and we see another beautiful execution here of the ball delivery system here. We see Noring going in here, finds that beautiful kill streak there with the shockwave. And after that, it has just been, oh, here we're going to see the beautiful impaler for Noring as well.
Turn on Lynch. Turn on him, man.
That is absolutely beautiful from Noring right there. Snaps him right out of the air. Yeah, the execution on the Skarner and the ball delivery system has just been perfect here for Fortress. And after that, the game just slips right out of the hand here for 42 Gaming. And they couldn't fight back. They tried some creative solutions, I really have to say, trying to set up, a kill onto Croxon in the bot lane with Forden and Highlander, but unfortunately they couldn't get it. They're trying to force the fight here because the Poppy was still on the top lane. You're trying to find that 5 versus 4. They really tried to find those creative solutions, but yeah, at this point you're down 13k gold, and it doesn't really matter how creative your solutions are when the enemy team is up like 3-4 items on you. That just becomes impossible at that point, especially with that Smolder being skilled up so far as well. Yeah, it is just really tough for 42 Gaming.
It was a really tough one. But again, I think we can close it out with what I mentioned already. See it as a learning opportunity. The split is still in the early phases. It is still nothing lost, and we will probably see Fortress again. We will come back stronger. We will come back with more wisdom and more experience, And that means I, of course, am hyped to see that. And I'm looking forward to the rematch. But for today, GG's to both teams, but especially to Fortress, of course. They played it darn well. And I think that is all I have to say for today. So Ardix, you can have the final words. I am out.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a good learning experience here for 42 Gaming. And on top of that, they started off 3-0 into the season as well, so nothing to worry about for them. They're starting off the season completely well, dominating so far. It's a small setback, it's a learning experience, something they can grow from and apply in the rematches and hopefully also in the playoffs. So yeah, very excited to see what 42 Gaming can bring into those upcoming matches. But that's going to be it for us today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the casts. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the games. And we'll be right back with you next week. Bye-bye.
Shoulders, I'm showing stories told. Watch the fire burn away the cold. I am rising from the dust. Despite how much we lost, you will not take away my strength.